Chapter 19 is the story of how America became an imperial power. The process of developing that empire was one that had motivations that were political, economic, social, military, and other. The upshot, though, is that in the end, over the course of about 10 years, from 1890 to 1900, the United States went from being essentially a continental power dealing with just issues in North America to being a global player in terms of foreign policy initiatives and concerns, both territorial and theoretical, all around the world. So, as you read Chapter 19, the three topics that you want to keep in mind: number one, economic and political drives for empire. Number two, the conflicting visions of empire within the country. And number three, America as a global power. Now, luckily for me, this was one of the most fun videos I got to do, and we will focus on one particular acquisition of American empire building, and that is the state of Hawaii.
Aloha! That's right, I came all the way to Hawaii Volcanoes National Park to do this video. When the United States annexed Hawaii in 1898, it got more than just Pearl Harbor, it got more than just Oahu, it got the entire island chain. From down here on the big island of Hawaii in the south, all the way to the north and west up to the Midway Atoll, over 1,000 miles away. And while this became a national park just after the turn of the 20th century, the state of Hawaii didn't exist until the 1950s. Aloha. You're looking at the only royal palace in the 50 United States. This is the Iolani Palace in Honolulu, Hawaii. When the United States annexed Hawaii, it was a little different than some of the other territories they'd acquired. Annexing Texas, the Texans were anxious for us to come and get them. Conquering the Spanish brought us the Philippines and Guam and Puerto Rico as conquests of war. Hawaii, we just annexed the territory. We launched a coup to upset the government, and we took the area. A lot of Hawaiians weren't happy with that then. In fact, there's a small minority that's not very happy with it even today.
This statue of King Kamehameha I, just across the street from the Iolani Palace, and this ventilator cowling from the battleship Maine that stands on the courthouse grounds in Rock Island, Illinois, should both serve as reminders to us that the United States' empire came with a cost. It came with a cost to indigenous peoples. It came at a cost to Americans in wars, in conquests, in violent overthrows. And the empire, the United States empire, was never an uncontroversial thing. There were Americans who opposed it from the very beginning. There were Americans who argued that it should be expanded. And it's still a controversial issue even today, as America deals with its global role as an imperial property owner and just as a responsible member of the Brotherhood of Nations around the world. But again, as you read through Chapter 19, the 3 points that you need to keep in mind. Number one, the economic and political drive for empire. And that was throughout the American population, in government and in just the normal people as well. Number two, the conflicting visions of empire. It's always been a debatable topic. And finally, number three, America as a global power. And I told you right off the bat, this is one of my topics for the whole course. Americans need to deal with their role as one of the great powers of the world, and that's an ongoing issue. Okay, so much for Chapter 19, and so long for Hawaii. I know I'll miss it. I'll see you again for Chapter 20.